All right. Well, hello, Manistee County, and welcome back to Politics is Local. I'm John Helge.
I'm Nate Markham.
And today we've got a special guest with us. But before we start, there's a few things I'd like to tell you about that are coming up this week in Manistee County that are opportunities for us all to get engaged. First of all, on Wednesday, the 19th at 6 p.m. at the West Shore Community College building on Main Street, on River Street in Manistee, we're going to have a special information session on ranked choice voting. So if you've got questions or want to know more about ranked choice voting, please come to that session at 6 p.m. this coming Wednesday. And then on Thursday, if you can, let's get a carpool together and let's go to Mount Pleasant. In Mount Pleasant, on the campus of Central Michigan University, there's going to be a People's Town Hall, and this is sponsored by the Michigan Democratic Party. The leader of the Michigan Democratic Party, Curtis Hertel, will be there, as will Betsy Kofia. And if you haven't heard Betsy talk, you are in for a treat. You need to go to hear her. She is a smoke bringer. She is somebody who stands for the people. And what we're going to do is we want to listen to people and their issues that they have that have been caused by what's going on in Washington with the Trump regime. So on Thursday, the 20th of November, starting at 6 p.m. on campus of Central Michigan University in the Bovee University Center. I'm going to be there. I hope you can too. And last but not least, on Saturday, the 22nd, we're going to have a rural healthcare forum. It'll also be at the West Shore Community College building on River Street, starting at 1 p.m. We've got a panel of subject matter experts that are there. We've got we've got a doctor, we've got a registered nurse, we've got somebody from the mental health area that can help understand what's going on there, as well as from our local hospital. So come learn about what is happening with the cuts to Medicaid and what's happening with the increased cost of health care. And I think it'll be a good session. Again, Saturday, the 22nd, 1 p.m., West Shore Community College. Nate, what you got?
Well, today I have the pleasure of introducing my wife, Sabrina Ceresia. She is the Assistant Director at the Manistee Friendship Society, where she's been since about 2020. And thank you for being here, and we have some questions for you.
Well, thanks for having me. I know it was hard to get me in.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to ask you to kind of explain the philosophy behind the center and maybe ways that it differs from traditional mental health clinics.
Well, the Friendship Society is a mental health drop-in center, so that means we're peer-run, and we all have to have some sort of mental illness in order to work there. And so it is basically, we share our story with them to let them know that they're not alone, that I've struggled with this before. And so we can walk them through the steps to help them through a mental health crisis or whatever kind of struggles they're going through, because we have been there, so we know what we need, what needs to happen, or we can give advice and let them know, like, this happened with me when I was going through that. We are huge advocates for those in our community who are struggling. So a lot of times that can look like maybe somebody's feeling suicidal and they're in the hospital, and the hospital is telling them that you're fine, you can leave. It's our job to go in and say and fight for them and say, no, they really need this service, they really need to be in the hospital. Or I've had times where I've had people who are struggling with substance use disorder, and maybe it's their fourth or fifth time that they have to go to rehab or detox, and then Medicaid is saying, well, no, you've already gone this many times, we're not going to pay for another stay. That's where I can kind of come in and advocate for them and say, no, this is a service they really need. And so that can kind of help get people to where they need to be, because a lot of times people, when they're struggling with their mental health, they're not in the right state of mind to advocate for themselves. They mostly just give up, right? Because it's, well, I've already jumped through all these hoops, I've already tried all these avenues, and I get turned down, so there's nothing, and I just might as well give up. And so we're kind of there to give them hope and support and guide them where they need to go. It's a safe space. Our drop-in center is a safe space for them to come in and socialize with others who are also struggling with their mental health. A lot of times people come in just to socialize so they're not isolated. A lot of them live alone, so they just want to get out of the house, have some coffee, socialize with friends, check in with us, which is great. I love when people just come in, and every day I have my regulars that come in every day. And you just build those relationships, and so it's a very good community there for everyone. They all can kind of find something that they can use. We also have support groups every single day, so we offer a lot of that, and we also offer one-on-one peer support. So if somebody's really struggling, they can come in and they can just be with me in my office, and it can be anything from filling out paperwork to just talking or me just listening as they vent. So we have a lot of things that we can do.
Sabrina, really, you're telling me that there's a lot of empathy there,
Yes.
folks that care because they've been through similar things. It's a place where people can find strong advocates, allies
Yes.
that can help them over some of the barriers that are put up to getting them the help they need. And that's a real important service, for our community. And a lot of people may not know all this about the Friendship Society, and that's one of the reasons that we're really so happy that you're here, because we want to help get that word out. Because you really do, the Friendship Society has a real positive impact on this community. And I think you can do even more
Yes.
if more people know about it.
Yes, we currently have, I think last time I counted them all up, it was just over 500 members. And so membership is free. Everything that we provide is free of charge. The only qualifier that we have to become a member is that you have to have a primary diagnosis that is psychiatric. So that can be anxiety, depression, bipolar, PTSD, schizophrenia. I think a lot of times what happens is people get confused as to what mental illness is rather than an intellectual disability. And I think a lot of that confusion kind of drives people away from getting our services because they feel it's not for them, But it is. We have people from all walks of life in there. I have attorneys and engineers. I have a lot of our homeless members in the community. So it's important that we stop the stigma against people suffering with their mental health. We're not scary or dangerous or, just stupid. It's a serious thing that I think everybody at one point in their lives is going to struggle with. Everybody
Absolutely.
struggles with stress and anxiety, right? So we're there to help anybody wherever they're at in that situation, wherever they're at in their mental health journey.
Outstanding.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about this center are the things that you do to help people with their day-to-day needs and saving money on simple things in life. Can you tell me about some of the services you offer that can help with day-to-day needs and saving money?
Yes, we do have a basic needs program. I always like to say that everything that we do at the Friendship Center is suicide prevention, right? So if people don't have their basic needs met, their mental health is not going to be great. So we try to help with those basic needs. We have an on-site food pantry for our members. They're welcome to use that. We have a free laundry day once a month because people need their laundry clean, if they want to go and get jobs and all of this. We also have free haircut day once a month. Janet from Beyond the Mirror comes in, and she's been doing that for a few years now, and it's great. She does wonderful, and they all just love her so much. We also do like fresh food bingo to kind of help even supplement even more, especially this month. Everybody was getting very worried about their food stamps and all of that, so we said we better get this going weekly this month so that they have fresh fruits and vegetables, and we try to give them healthy foods because healthy food, healthy mind. We have, let me think, we just have so many options for people. We also volunteer a lot. So if you wanted to get out in the community, we do that as well.
One of the services I love to use is your free haircut day.
Yes, Nate comes in, Nate's a member, and he comes in and gets the haircut.
I am
Yes.
a member, yeah, and I use some of the services.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Then, especially, and I love the fact of the laundry.
Yeah.
Because you go to the laundromat, that's a tremendous cost, really, when you look at it.
Yes,
And
it's a lot.
so helping folks out there, I think that's a really great choice. You know, the other thing I'm aware of, you help facilitate the Feeding America food truck that comes once a month.
Yes.
You take the names of the folks and facilitate that. You also have volunteers from the Friendship Society that show up there to help. Tell us a little bit more about that challenge with the food truck.
So we started doing the food truck around COVID so that we could help people who were, a lot of our members live alone and they're homebound. And so we started the food truck, and we've been doing it. It's like 8,000 to 10,000 pounds every month. And we serve about 350 to 400 households every month. So we've really we see that our members are struggling with food. And so we thought we should do something about that. And so we started doing the Feeding America food trucks. Our funding comes from sponsors. So we get a lot of business sponsors, a lot of private donations as well. Currently though, it's becoming, it's a lot for us because we are a mental health drop-in center, and so our focus is mental health. And so for us to go and find all of this funding and gather all this funding, it takes a lot of our time and a lot of our resources, obviously. So what we're trying to kind of peel back our participation in that, in the funding aspect of it. And we're kind of trying to move that over into another organization that their focus is just on food. So we're trying to move that over to there. Obviously, we would still be volunteering and doing that because volunteering is great for your mental health.
Can you share with us how much it costs to bring the food truck here? Let's just say per month. What kind of challenge do you face there?
Well, we recently just got a great donation that was able to pay off the rest of our Feeding America bill for the year. So that was very exciting. So that was $3,000. So, and then it costs about $300 a month for the bags, because we also have to buy all of the bags to put it in. So it gets to be a huge cost. And a lot of times we're kind of, we're trying to promote that more than we are friendship sometimes. And so some of that funding, we were like, wait, we should get it.
And one of the things I hope that we're able to do with this podcast today is make people aware that funding for the food truck is needed.
Huge. Yes.
And I'm looking at you in there. I'm looking right at the camera.
Yes, and currently the group that is going to be kind of taking over that is called FAST.
Yep.
Which is with Al. So with FAST and the United Way, I'm on the board with the United Way as well, and so we're trying to get it all into one spot. So it's not like, you donate here, you donate here, you donate here. It's like you all food here. And then from there, they have their out-of-county Feeding America food trucks as well.
Yes.
So it kind of just makes sense for them to kind of take over that part of it.
But I work at the food truck, and a lot of people that watch this podcast work at the food truck every month. And there's a lot of people that it helps.
Yes.
And I would say, Sabrina, correct me if I'm wrong, but a $2,000 donation each month is what it really costs. If you just cut through everything, $2,000 a month to bring that food truck in is the number we need. So folks, if you've got that spare money in your account at the end of this year, the Friendship Society would be a great place for that to go, and just designate it for the Feeding America food truck.
Yes.
And that keeps it local. That keeps it local. You can donate to Feeding America online, but it doesn't end up necessarily in Manistee County.
Right.
So if you
Yes.
give to the Friendship Society for the food truck,
It will go to
They will go
that
right here.
food truck, and it will go to those bags.
Yep.
Yep.
so that's one of the things I want to make sure we got across today.
Yes.
Thank you.
And also, if anybody goes to the food truck, you're welcome to pick up for anybody you want. So
That's
you,
right.
you know, we have people that come in and they say, I'm picking up for 12 families. Okay, I love that. Please do that.
That's neighbors helping neighbors.
Yes.
And that's what really it's all about, isn't it?
Yes,
So-
yes. And we just love that the Democrats come and help, and they also have donated a few times to the food trucks.
Yep.
So we really appreciate that. It helps so much.
Wonderful.
What are some of the biggest challenges facing the center? I know there are some proposed changes in how the state of Michigan is going to handle mental health services and funding for that. Can you tell me about some challenges that the center faces?
Well, right now it's in the court's hands. There is a little bit of movement on there, so I'm hoping that soon we will kind of hear the outcome of that. So yeah, our biggest right now, we're scared that we're going to have to close, because if they kind of take over our community mental health, we are community partners with Central Wellness, and they provide the majority of our funding. And so without that our program would probably be cut, and so there would no longer be mental health drop-in in Manistee. Which is very, very scary, because, like I said, we have so many people that come in every single day to
Yep.
seek services that if they go, if they go to Central Wellness, they might not even qualify for those services, or it might be a while before they can get into services. So we're very worried about that. So we're trying our best to get the word out there. We've been talking with legislators and made a video to get it out there. So it's kind of just a waiting game right now while it's in with the courts, but we're hoping for a good outcome and that we will be able to remain here.
The concept of privatizing community mental health, to me, is baffling. I have no idea why.
Yes.
I have asked the Department of Health and Human Services in the state of Michigan, why are you doing this? I've asked them 4 times, and I've received no response. It just doesn't make sense to me. Now, we've had Chip Johnson on from Central Wellness, who did a great job
He is so great.
explaining, the impact that's going to have. It's basically, right now, we have systems in place that work very well for our community.
Right.
And why do we need to change that?
Yeah, right now it's all local. Why
Yeah.
we don't want to take away that local control of, because we all know, and what's great about Manistee Community Mental Health is a lot of other community mental healths don't have this kind of relationship that we have with each other, where I can talk to the case managers at Central Wellness about some of the members at the drop-in, and we can kind of come together and work out what their goals are. And we can also work with people from Spectrum, and kind of talk with them. And it's all of us collaborating and working together for the better of our community. And privatizing that is very scary. That just puts up all of these blocks and all of these walls for us, and it's very scary to think about what will happen.
Every barrier is an opportunity for rejection.
Yes.
And folks that are struggling with mental illness, I would assume they don't handle rejection real well.
No.
I mean, let's face it, it's tough.
They'll either give up or they'll say okay, or they're be upset.
No.
But
And it's just, that's one thing that folks, if you're watching, that are watching this podcast, contact, our state rep, our state senate, and just let them know. We don't need to privatize community mental health. Certainly in Benzie and Manistee counties, because our Central Wellness organization is doing such a great job.
yes.
It may be different in other parts of the state, but
Right.
what they really need to do is come up here and look at what we're doing and try to replicate that
Yes.
elsewhere.
Yes.
So,
Yes, we've been told that our drop-in center multiple times is probably the best one in the whole state. So, it's run very well. Cassandra is amazing. She honestly, props to Cassandra because she's the one who made it what it is. And she works so hard at it, and she still does, and it runs this way because of her, really.
Yeah, I think it's important people know exactly what you do there and how you differ from other mental health services. And you guys, your people are called peer support specialists. Can you tell me how a peer support specialist differs from like a therapist you'd see at Central Wellness?
Okay, so when they come into the drop-in center, they can be in any type of mental state. And so my job as a peer support is to ask them, like what kind of services or what kind of support are you looking for? What do you need right now in this moment today? Whereas a therapist is more, they're going to dive deeper into your mental illness and they're going to give you goals, and it's more one-on-one with appointments that you go to, and they have to bill Medicaid and take all of these notes, and there's all of this other stuff that goes with it. And so for us, it's, they come in and it's, what do you need right now and today? And sometimes that can be, I need help filling out a housing application, or that can be, I need a therapist. And so if they come in and I need a therapist, well, we're going to try and help you find one that, your insurance will accept and that you'll be able to go to. And especially with the biggest difference with a peer support and a therapist is that a peer support has that shared story, and we're allowed to share our stories with our clients, where a therapist, it's more you don't know much about the therapist, it's all you. So it's basically building that friendship where it's basically, come in and see me, I'm your friend, I'm a good friend. Let me show you what a good friend can do. A good friend can help you fill out that application. A good friend can help you get some food. A good friend can listen to you. If you want to call me in the middle of the day and just vent to me, go ahead, and I'll sit there and listen. So basically we meet people where they're at that moment and see what resources we can give them right then.
Great. Do you have like long-term goals for the friendship? Like, where do you see the friendship in 5 years?
Well, I'm hoping we stay open, first of all. That's the biggest goal right now. But I'd really like to see the stigma going away. I'd like to see more people just stopping in and touring the space, honestly, so they can actually see what we do. Because we have a beautiful space in the Briney building, and we're open Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 3, where you can just come in, and we have free coffee, we have free lunch every day at noon. So I'd really like more of the community to kind of see what we really are and get rid of that stigma of mental illness and thinking that we're all maybe intellectually disabled, or we're all scary, or we're lazy, or I wish they would just kind of come in and get to know us, and then maybe they would see that they could be a member as well. Because I get a lot of people, when I tell them, to qualify you have to have a psychiatric illness, and they say, oh no, I don't have that. And I'm like, just say yes, you would qualify. I don't need proof of it. I don't need like a doctor's note. So I just wish more people would see it that way. So getting rid of that stigma and getting more people involved in it, and involved in our support groups, because those are huge. A lot of people say, I don't have anger, I don't need anger management. And it's, yeah, well, you might someday. Mm-hmm. And we all need these things to manage our emotions when we get dysregulated. So I think my goal would be to have more people coming in and utilizing our support groups and advocating.
That sounds great. I mean, What about emergency services? I mean, you mentioned that. What do you need today?
Yes.
Obviously, but are there any other things that the Friendship Society offers? Maybe after 3 o'clock or before 9:30.
We kind of try during those hours to give people the tools that they need for after. So whether that be like a lot of our homeless members, they come in obviously to stay for the day,
Yeah.
which we enjoy because we get to know them and they're fun. But after 3, it's like, what are they going to do? So I try and give them resources. I say, well, the library is open until this time, and then from the library, you can go right into the shelter. Or if you needed, we also have this great new drop-in center on the first floor of the Bryony building that is just for substance use disorder, but they are open from 8 to 5, and you're welcome to drop in there as well. So I let them know that that's another resource that is available. So just trying to get them connected into all the different resources in the community so they're not all relying just on one, because there's so many out there and so many people that are helping. So it's finding the helpers and connecting them to that.
That's important, especially, for our homeless and, where am I going to sleep tonight?
Yeah.
And, I volunteer at the homeless shelter at Safe Harbor, and they're full every night almost. But it's very well run.
Yes.
And very supportive for folks that are really having a lot of challenges in their life right, at this time. So your help to get them, those kind of resources is important.
Yeah.
Can you maybe give an example of a time when your services really had a profound impact on a member or members? I know you've helped people find housing before.
Yes. Well, we did have a member who had chronic homelessness for, I believe he was homeless for about 8 years. It was a huge struggle to, because when you're homeless, you don't always have a phone to let you know what time it is. You don't always have a phone to have someone call you for an appointment. So it is a huge struggle to get the unhoused to appointments on time, to fill out these things, to have paperwork, to have a birth certificate, to have ID, social security card. So it's my job to kind of get all of these things together and help them get these things together. And so this gentleman, we eventually, we did end up getting him housed, and it was, I'll never forget, like the one thing that he said to me was, I love that I can go into my freezer in the middle of the night and eat ice cream. And it's things like that you don't think about when you're homeless. You can't just in the middle of the night, I'm going to go eat ice cream, right? And so that to me was just like pure joy. I was like, oh, that is amazing. What I think we need is once we get these people housed, we need to support them through that long term, because a lot of them do not feel like they deserve it, or they don't feel comfortable in it because they may have been homeless for so long. So this is all new to them, a lot of responsibility. And so looking into how do we help them after we get them housed, and how do we help them stay housed is super important, because we can help you get into the housing, but how are we going to keep you there? And that's another challenge in itself.
Well, Sabrina, I want to thank you for coming in today. The work you're doing in the community is so important, and I am so proud of you. You are an inspiration to me.
Thank you.
And thank you for talking to us.
Absolutely.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, that was Politics is Local. Until the next one, we'll see ya.
Take care.